on November 7th, 1975, the greatest TV show ever made premiered on ABC television. Lynda Carter brought to life the greatest superhero, the greatest character in my estimation of all time, Wonder Woman. That's right, this is a special tribute to the greatest series of all time, as on November 7th of this year, 2025, the pilot officially turns 50 years old, and it is still just as good as it was the day it premiered. And obviously, I love the character. This is Phil Jimenez's artwork that I had made into a shirt. It is from the Wonder Woman 77 comic books that they did. You can clearly see there's the Wonder Woman model that's based on Lynda Carter. There's a Wonder Woman figure based on Lynda Carter. I've got another figure. I cannot get enough of Wonder Woman. Clearly, you can see behind me here, and there's the great. You can't really see them in the light, maybe, but you got Diana Prince and Wonder Woman from the Who is Diana Prince storyline, which was a phenomenal story. But we're going to focus on the actual pilot of the series. Now, in the original run on ABC, they took it back to the start of the comic books and they set it in World War II, which is where Wonder Woman premiered. The comic was October, I believe, of 1941 when she first premiered in Sensation Comics. And never again was superherodom the same, because the greatest female superhero of all time, and like I said in my book, the greatest character, the greatest superhero, the greatest TV show ever, premiered in the comics and changed the landscape. The William Moulton Marston, who also is credited with perfecting the lie detector test, created the character with his wife and their mistress, which is a whole other story that we won't get into. There's a movie about it called Professor Marston and the Wonder Women, I think, but you can watch that and get some of that story. But we're going to focus on the positivity, because Wonder Woman is a very positive character. She is all about love and acceptance and hope. She is obviously about truth, because she has the golden lasso, which you can see right here as a major weapon. She can use the lasso as a weapon. She can also use it to get the truth out of people, which is partly why I had such a problem with the Adrian Palicki pilot. Just real quick side note, there's a scene in that pilot which you can find easily online if you try, but there's a scene in the pilot where Wonder Woman goes into the hospital room with the guy she just apprehended and beat up pretty bad, so he's in the hospital. And she says to him, quote, "We can do this the easy way or the hard way." Then she slams the lasso down on his chest. They go to the outside of the door and start panning away from the door, and you hear the guy screaming in there. Clearly, David E. Kelly had no clue of the character, because if she's going to throw the lasso onto his chest, the easy way would be to compel him to tell the truth with the golden lasso instead of torturing him, which is what she obviously was doing. But anyway, Lynda Carter's portrayal, especially the pilot, is almost verbatim from the original comic book stories. Again, Sensation Comics and then Wonder Woman #1 carried on with the story. They did make some changes. Some changes were not as good. Some changes were for the better. Like in the original comics, she found a nurse who resembled her that wore glasses, that she bought the identity of Diana Prince from. And that Diana Prince went off to South America, I believe, to be with her husband or fiance. It's been a while since I've read the comics, so please forgive me. But that's how she established her identity in man's world, as it was called. And they did not go into her identity, how she came up with it, nothing. They left that out of the pilot. They when they took her to CBS, they did have her alter her records to create the Diana Prince character or persona so that she could work as an IEDC agent. But in the original pilot, they did not delve into how she got her identity. Then there is the contest. In the comics, she is the only masked Amazon. Now, the problem I had with that was if you're going to have an island of women and the queen is judging the contest, and it was an athletics contest, how does she not recognize her own daughter with the mask on when she is the only one who is masked? The pilot of Wonder Woman changed that. Every contestant was masked, and Diana actually wore a wig. So when you put the blonde wig on and the mask, it covers up her identity much better to where you can believe her mother wouldn't recognize her. That was a huge change for the better in the comic in the pilot, if you ask me. So while the comic is great, some things worked better from the pilot, and as the pilot is great, some things work better in the comics. Again, they did not go into the origin of Diana being sculpted from the clay and brought to life by the goddess. They did not really go into the gods and goddesses at all with it. They left all that out. But they did get the core of the story correct. Some panels are straight from the comics. Like, you will literally see them if you read the comic and then watch the pilot. So they did very much get it. Like, if you're going to rate it on accuracy scale of 1 to 10, I would put it at a 9.5 on accuracy based on the comics. I might be a little biased in giving it a higher grade, but they really did do a fantastic job. I hate that HBO Max has taken Wonder Woman off of the service and Warner Brothers has not put it anywhere. It would be a great addition for a DC fast channel, a free ad supported television channel, because for one thing, there is no anywhere you cannot find a comic book based channel that's just comic book shows, superheroes, and quite honestly, I think it would work. I think people would watch that channel. But Wonder Woman had 60 total episodes. They had the 90-minute pilot, and then they had the Return of Wonder Woman, which brought Wonder Woman from the 40s to the 70s, which was a 90-minute episode to start the series on CBS when they moved from ABC to CBS. But the pilot, again, is what we're here to talk about. And they, again, changes were made. Etta Candy was not the overly obese female that she was in the comics, and not chowing down candy constantly. This Etta Candy was actually the waitress from Happy Days, and I cannot remember the actress's name, but she was the waitress on Happy Days. If you go back and watch Happy Days, you'll see her. And she was working as part of the Army office. So Etta Candy did make it into the series. Unfortunately, she did not make it past the 40s episodes, but I don't recall Etta Candy actually being in the comics in the 70s. So that would also go in line with keeping her in the 40s. But yeah, I cannot stop raving about this show. I cannot stop watching it. Heroes and Icons, it's a free over-the-air channel. Every Saturday and Sunday morning, they show the Lynda Carter TV series. Unfortunately, they do not show the original pilot, and they do not show the Return of Wonder Woman CBS premiere. So you can get 58 episodes watching on Heroes and Icons, but the pilot and the 90-minute Return of Wonder Woman episode they're always rare. When I was a kid growing up, I remember at least the original pilot was always included, and they would run it and run the extra half hour and then just preempt whatever was after it. But for some reason, when it went to FX did not get the rights to both 90-minute episodes from the start, and they had a Memorial Day weekend special of showing the pilot and the return of Wonder Woman in their regular time slot, because Wonder Woman showed every day at, I believe, 4 o'clock on FX when FX premiered. So FX has gone under some drastic changes since then as well. Not for the better. I really appreciated the apartment setting that they used to have, but again, off topic. So, what are your favorite memories of Wonder Woman? I mean, I would have loved to have seen the series actually delve into some of her true supervillains. Like, they could have done Dr. Poison, they could have done Dr. Psycho, they could have done Cheetah, because Cheetah was originally kind of like Catwoman, a cat burglar, and not exactly the superpowered, changed female that she would become in the revamp of George Perez. But what would you have liked to have seen in the pilot? What would you have liked to have seen different? Do you agree with me? Do you think they really nailed the story in the pilot from the comics? I'd be interested to see what you have to say. So please leave me comments at the bottom and we'll have a conversation, because I do read the comments and I do respond as best I can. And always look forward to chatting with another Wonder Woman fan, because, again, she is the greatest character of all time. But what do you think the Warner Brothers should be doing with the character? Do you think they're on the right track? Do you think they should be doing something else? Me personally, I don't understand why we still do not have a Wonder Woman animated series. The one female who could carry off an animated series and would relate to animation so well because of the mythology, they're just not doing. Would you watch a Wonder Woman animated series? Why don't we get a Wonder Woman 77 animated movie like we did with Batman 66? I would love to see Lynda Carter reprise the role and voice Diana in an animated movie, because, quite frankly, we all know, we all age, we all get to the point where we can't do certain things anymore. And Lynda Carter, as beautiful as she is, as amazing as she is, has definitely aged out of playing the character. And from watching Lynda Carter in interviews, I don't think she would want to do a live action portrayal again. So, would you love to see her as much as I would return in a Wonder Woman 77 animated movie? Would you prefer they have the animated movie set in World War II? Did you prefer the World War II setting or the 77 setting? Me, I like the World War II setting because I'm a World War II buff, and I think part of that is because of the Wonder Woman series. That, and then reading the Diary of Anne Frank when I was in 6th grade, both of those had a major impact on my appreciation of studying the history of World War II. And as far as entertainment goes, I'm always wanting to watch something with World War II setting. I find it very fascinating. It was a horrible time, but to me it was a very fascinating time of history. But one other thing I want to talk about before I leave is Lynda Carter in the 70s put out this CD. Well, it was a vinyl album then, but I've got it as a CD. It's called Portrait. And 2 of the songs from this actually made it onto the series Wonder Woman. It was the episode called Amazon Hot Wax. It was modern day CBS era, where she went undercover as a musician trying to help prevent the blackmailing of a record label. And Toto was one of the songs, and Get Behind You, I think, was the other song. I can't remember the title, but anyway, Want to Get Beside You, that was the other title. Toto, We're Not in Kansas Anymore, or Toto, Don't It Feel Like Paradise, it was the subtitle. Toto, the main title, Don't It Feel Like Paradise, was the subtitle, and Get Beside You was the other song. And let me tell you, Get Beside You has that perfect 70s funk twang, almost country sound that just works, and it's a great song. And Toto, Don't It Feel Like Paradise is a nice little ballad. So what more can I say? It's the greatest character of all time. It has spawned countless merchandise, and I could use more because you never get enough Wonder Woman. They are releasing this month Wonder Woman versus Godzilla action figure from McFarlane Toys. It has a suggested retail of $79.99. I will definitely be out there buying that one because it's Wonder Woman and it's something unique and different. They've done a Superman versus Godzilla, and now they're doing Wonder Woman versus Godzilla, and I will have it. There was a McFarlane digital figure with Wonder Woman that they did. So all kinds of stuff. There was supposed to be a toy line in the 80s with an animated series that just never got off the ground. There, you can research that one easily online as well. But please tell me in the comments what you would like to see next with Wonder Woman. Do you think that they're really missing a chance in putting the pilot on for the 50th anniversary? Like, why are we not getting a celebration of this character and this series as the pilot premiered 50 years ago on November 7th, 1975? But thank you for watching. I appreciate every one of you who viewed this. And please, like I said, leave me comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit like, subscribe, share, help me build my channel. And please keep the conversation going in the comments because I am happy to talk about Wonder Woman all day long. Two things will always make me happy: discussing Wonder Woman and talking about animals, especially dogs. So anything you want to talk about in the comments with those two items, I am more than happy to talk about. So again, thanks for watching. Goodbye, everybody.